And we're on, I guess. How's everybody doing? No idea who I'm talking to. My name's Kevin Chesser. Thank you for tuning in to this segment. I am live here at Gradient Project Space in Thomas, West Virginia, with only a very, very small group of socially distanced individuals in the room. It's actually kind of like a lot of shows that I've done. Anyway, I hope that you and yours are doing well, and if you're not, I'm sorry, it sucks. Anyway, I'm going to play some old-time banjo tunes for you, and I'm going to read some poems that I've written. So I've realized during this time that really, the value of art and music and poetry, at least for me, is to, I guess, relieve my own depression and hopefully maybe cause depression in other people. I'm going to play an old fiddle tune that comes from Kentucky. It's called Glory in the Meeting House. Thank you. Thanks, TV Land. This is great. I've been climbing the walls like a spider monkey at my house, and it's nice to have something to work toward, because otherwise this all just kind of coalesces into one horrible, steaming ball of shit if I don't have anything to set my sights on. Lately, I've been mostly setting my sights on making meatballs twice a week. So, I don't know. I'm enjoying this. I'm also terrified. I'm always terrified. I've been especially terrified lately. This is a different kind of terror, though, which is nice, I guess. I'm going to play a tune that comes from an old banjo player from East Kentucky by the name of Lee Sexton. I had the opportunity to visit Lee a couple years ago, and he's a really interesting old guy who has a really cool repertoire of tunes that people don't really play anymore. And I'm going to play it on a banjo that I've really grown to hate. I wish I hadn't bought this thing, but this is his version of Shady Grove. Lee Sexton. very much. There we go. I meant to do that before. These instruments have to be tuned constantly. Otherwise, they'll sound even worse. So yeah, I mean, in the before life, this was sort of a little dog and pony show that I was trying to refine with the old time banjo tunes and the poetry mixed together. So I guess that kind of continues tonight, and I don't know. I was a little bit glib earlier, but I really do mean that it makes a difference to have something like this to go and do. And I have no idea who's watching right now. I think that my mom and my brother are watching. They might be, or they might not be. Maybe they hate me now. But anyhow, I'm going to read some poems for you. Poems that I wrote, not poems that some other schmuck wrote. And since we're in an art gallery, I'm going to read a poem about looking at some art and the things that it makes you feel. It's called Real Tears. Oh my God, it was a good painting. The man and the woman and the cat and the barn and the lightning. I stood in front of it for a long time, heart to heart, face to foot. Lost there, I was sure I could never go back to my own man, woman, cat, barn, or lightning. But when the feeling began to fade, when the lift lifted, I saw my man, his eyes deader than pebbles. Saw my woman, her face some rotten pancake batter. Saw my cat, the infinite hellscape of his tongue. Saw my barn sinking, oh, irrevocable sinking. My lightning making the sky darker. When I saw them, I turned to no one and said, I am so far from home, and these are real tears. This is called Up, like the movie. You know that really fucking sad kids movie? Up. I think the river will rise tonight and like a country boy go for a stroll. The black cat knows it's bad luck, but how lucky it is scraping by every night, the shadow of a shadow. Fernando Pessoa once wrote, all it would take to make a catalog of monsters is to photograph in words the things the night brings to drowsy souls unable to sleep. But when the cat brings me a bird, I kiss both wings, both paws. It really does help to have even just the smallest audience. Okay, these are just from two poems from an ongoing sort of amorphous series of poems. Brother and sister poems is what I call them. And these are poems that make use of 3-syllable lines, so I call them waltzes. Waltz with my brother. High water, lowing moon, grave digger, no shiver. Poet, svelte, toxic earth survivor. Take thy life back like thy will be done or else. Soup of swamp, spoon of bone, drink cold without me. You say, close your eyes and sizzle. I sizzle. I say, you're alive. It's constant. Make believe you're a flea. Suck a peach pit. And if it turns your tongue blacker than black, lick the sky dark. Go up and down. Shut eyes and remember. Thanks. Waltz with my sister. This cold fire you left under no stars. Blood oath forger, your sweet face is a star after God is in bed. Softly I remember you and your feral prayers unanswered. Blue jays turned black and turned to face you. I would go to sleep now, but now I can't. A wart or a war is how I'd describe it. Atonement, maybe, or the dark snow snowing. Clipped by hope, you let your voice ring and ring. Now, nothing. Here's a poem from dear sweet 2019. The year of when I felt like I was living for a little bit more than meatballs. But at this particular moment, I feel like I'm really, I feel incredibly lucky, actually. Not to get all fucking whatever on you. By our infinite powers combined, the weather is a wall. The forest is a virtual reality cage. The endangered species list is a manifest. The diamond is an afterthought. The recessive gene is a double-tongued forefinger. The man sleeping on the street is a door. The burn unit is a seminar. The gut-shot outlaw is a fine-tooth comb. The beady-eyed double is a rodent with rights. The harsh and unforgiving landscape is an archtop guitar. The cluster of stink bugs is a brooch. The circus organ jig is a rebuttal to what made the land and sea. The wart-encrusted blister is a blessing etched in marble. The aerosol can is a dull talon. The dismal hollow is a perfect circle. The delayed flight is a note sung in an empty room. The figure of speech is a ghoul drinking from a hose. The doted upon sun is a ghost dragging chain. The season of floods and ice is an editor. The train carrying souls to hell is a tentative yes. The halftime show is a powdered wig on the wind. The retinal scanner is a dab of this and that. The decommissioned shopping mall is a cub traveling by moonlight. The glimmer of remorse is a spider more bitsy than itsy. The warrior burning his clothes is a result near you. The rolling thunder is an entire nation gone out for a smoke. The vanishing point is a chisel held to God's throat. The common denominator is a demonic commentator. The sip is a gulp. The clam is a clone. The rope is a rush. The need to be touched is a figure thin as Nosferatu. The family photo album is a stunning concept. The cult of lemmings is a laughing quartet. The first grade classroom is a digital monastery. The groveling groveler is a grown man or me. The last person left on earth is a willing participant. This is the first quarantine poem that I wrote. I think I actually hate it, but I'm gonna read it anyway because it seems like now would be the time. It's called Timeshare. We sit around the kitchen table wondering if we're getting our money's worth. The dead singer's voice blooms in the air every afternoon, sepia sloping into evening. We travel hours through the night to end up back where we started, stumble in to find the cat sitting upright like a man on the couch. Bone tired, we look for bed. the sun's murderous happiness will be along in the morning. Our glasses are full, but there's more spiders than usual, rambling hobos on railways of silk. Like a vacation one goes on in a dream, no one saying, I could get used to this. It's a poem about I don't know, why even bother prefacing it? It's called Upward Mobility. One swirly morning, head full of honey, scooped up a handful of holy gravel for luck, and went to my job interview. Answered 4 questions. What's above you? What's below you? What's behind you? What's in front of you? All while twisting and turning and looking under my chair. 2. My parents cut a boy out of stone and said, here, have a brother. Left their mess everywhere, brother shavings. Just so you know what I mean when I say holy gravel, crumbs. Thank you very much. I have a great relationship with my family. All of these poems about family are just kind of an exercise in just an exercise in fucking off. So here's another one of those. It's called Meat. Dinner is a plate, is a fork, and a true tooth makes a sound, is a family chewing. Gnashing, tearing, candles, candles, eyes down, eyes, candles. Cicadas, they gauze their gauze over the night like us. Thank God. The wax of our eyes melted and then we were. One hand in my hand and one in my hand, and the good family says, first forgive, then chew. I forgived everybody and they forgived me. Taste, I can still taste the blushing memory. Truck. When it pulls up next to you in the diamond dark, your tongue lolls and you climb in. A tough old crawler leaking prison ink, full of blown apart babies' dolls and hammer-smashed halos, pulls mountain and moon out of the opiate ditch of the past, restacks them for the re-ribbon cutting. No tricks, diesel, salt, and glowing glass. When you put your hand on the wheel, you see the back of your head with the backs of your eyes. This is another quarantine poem. I feel pretty fortunate to be living with my partner and my cat, who I love very, very much. And I know that not everybody's situation is the same, but I guess this is sort of an idea of like something that I experience internally, at least, when talking to myself, if not also when talking to other people, which is like going through a period of isolation where your ability to communicate kind of breaks down. It's like when I showed up tonight, and even just to say hello to a couple of people from, across the sidewalk, it was like, oh my God, I'm a fucking crazy person. I've forgotten how to interact with human beings. And somehow I feel like this is a meditation on that. Or maybe not. You tell me. It's called Far from Prying Eyes. Join me upon the canopy bed, the mosquitoes upon the pillows. See how they bat their lashes. Look close, it's safe. Let there be music and grapes and no shape to any of this. The world shoots its trash into the sun. The days get shorter. Shall we bat our lashes? I think we're getting bored. Let's walk by the water and look at the sun's weeping. We're making some of the best decisions of our lives. Mosquitoes don't fathom boredom. Always entertained, always afraid. As for us, we keep each other safe. The sun is over there now. I'm going to read 2 more poems, and then I'm going to play a couple more banjo tunes for you. And then I suppose you can go back to whatever it is you were doing before you logged on for this. And if you have logged on for it, well, I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. This is a poem called. See, this is what I'm saying. Before all this shit happened, I kind of relied on gigs to sort of keep myself socialized, to keep myself sort of alive to the idea of other people and the fact that maybe saying really stupid shit in front of them matters. And now, I don't know, Anyway, this is a poem called Medication. The pilot takes some interesting and expensive medication to help him be a better pilot. Soaring through the air, blood vessels exploding, cockpit rattling, sun dropping its odorless, tasteless petals into the winter oceans above and below. Something sticky in his memory. The winding mountain path of his memory covered in evil goo. Look at him. This wrung-out, pathetic failure doesn't even fantasize about killing the same person every night. Last poem that I have for you is fittingly called Benediction. Now that hand-sewn haunted leaves have left the branch, open wide the ears, shut tight the mouth. Depart now, stranger, ask the crickets for a song when you get there. Now that cigarette summers and soft skin forget to cling, little wakeful one, hear a clear sound in this dark dawn. The dream grabs hold of the dream. Thanks. Most of the music that I play on the banjo is traditional, meaning tunes that come from somewhere or another, perhaps many generations or hundreds of years ago that I didn't write, but I've been trying to write more on the instrument, and I've had very, very little luck. But I do have one that I named after a wonderful bar that used to be in Elkins. Not really wonderful, but I had to drag my friend out of there one night. He told me to come down and have a beer with him, and really what he needed was for me to bring his incapacitated ass home. It's about twice as big as me, and I literally had to. Anyway, this is called Underground Lounge. I got one more thing for you. This is a traditional tune. Comes from the great fiddler Ed Haley from southern West Virginia / East Kentucky. Equally popular among fiddlers and banjo players alike, I think. It's called Garfield's Blackberry Blossom. I reckon that's all for me. I gotta go through all this shit in the trash now. Let's see. How do I? Kim Joy has a sign in her hand, and I want to get out of the way. That's right. Give me some fucking money.